Breaking news just dropped. And it's massive. Alicia Keys has finally broken her silence in the Diddy case, revealing a deeply personal testimony that was leaked to the public. This isn't just another celebrity scandal or courtroom drama. This is something far more emotional and powerful. According to sources, Alicia submitted sealed testimony to the court. And now, those pages have surfaced. What she revealed is shocking. She nearly walked into the same world Cassie described, a world of manipulation, control, and hidden retreats. She canceled at the last minute after receiving a cryptic warning from someone she barely knew. But ever since, she's carried the weight of what she avoided, and the guilt of staying quiet. Now, years later, she's coming forward, not to destroy anyone, but to protect others who might walk through that door next. The internet is already on fire, dissecting every detail of her words, trying to piece together what really happened behind closed doors. And if her testimony is true, then this trial isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about an entire system that silenced people for decades. As the years passed, Alicia tried to move on, but the shadows of that near miss never truly faded. Then, in 2013, her assistant called her in a panic. There was a video clip circulating in back channels. It hadn't hit the mainstream media yet, but people in the industry were whispering about it. The footage was grainy, short, and had no faces visible, but the setting was unmistakable. Alicia recognized the room instantly. The same red lighting, the same eerie hallway, the same low music playing like a heartbeat. It was the exact house featured in the invite packet she had received in 2010. Her assistant asked if she wanted to see it. She refused. She didn't need to. Just knowing it existed was enough. What most people don't know is how close Alicia came to being part of the very world Cassie described. Back in 2010, she was invited to participate in what was marketed as a healing initiative, a joint music and charity project aimed at uplifting Black artists and rebuilding legacies in entertainment. At first glance, everything looked official. The lead sponsor? Combs Enterprises. The event promised collaboration, mentorship, and exposure. But something about the itinerary felt off. There were no press invites, no photographers allowed, no management permitted. The location wasn't even disclosed until 2 days before travel. It all seemed overly secretive for a standard creative workshop. Alicia was set to go, until a mysterious call changed everything. A background singer from another label reached out unexpectedly, someone Alicia hadn't spoken to in years. All she said was, "Don't go. They'll ask you to play, but it won't be music." That one sentence stopped Alicia in her tracks. She canceled her flight immediately, telling the public it was due to a scheduling conflict with motherhood. But in reality, she had just dodged something she couldn't fully explain. Looking back, she admitted that weekend haunted her. Not because she knew exactly what she avoided, but because she could feel it was something dark, something orchestrated, and something meant to trap people under the guise of opportunity. That night, she told her husband, "That's the same house I saw in the invite packet. I should have said something then." The guilt began to creep in, heavier than ever. She started having panic attacks before shows, moments backstage where she'd freeze. Not from stage fright, but from fear that someone would approach her and say, "You were supposed to be one of us." By 2016, she began forgetting small things. Piano keys, chord changes, lyrics. At first, she thought it was stress, exhaustion. But deep down, she knew it was something else. Guilt doesn't scream. It echoes. And Alicia was living inside its echo chamber. She wrote in her journal, "There are things I'll never be able to say. but there are things I can still stop. If they want to erase my silence, let them know I chose it, but only once. Alicia's journey took a darker turn in 2017 when she realized she needed legal protection. During rehearsals for a benefit concert, she called her attorney directly. No PR team, no manager, just a private meeting. She handed him a sealed folder containing a single page from the week she canceled that trip. She told him, "If anything ever happens to me, show them this page." Inside was a handwritten note that read, "There are things I'll never be able to say, but there are things I can still stop. Don't let them say, I never saw it coming." She underlined that last line 3 times. Alicia wasn't just preparing for the worst. She was bracing for retaliation. Around the same time, she met with a veteran music executive at a foundation dinner in London. They chatted briefly, and as Alicia turned to leave, the woman touched her arm and said, "You were lucky you got out." Don't ever forget that. Alicia never told her anything about the cancelled trip, the note, or the voicemail she once received. Yet, somehow, the woman knew. That moment shook her. She recorded a voice memo that night just for herself, saying, "I used to think silence was power. Now I think it's a shadow, and I've been living in it." From that point on, she started instructing her team to preserve everything: contracts, call sheets, invite lists, even old voice notes. She didn't know what the people behind the curtain had, but she knew they thought she had something too. And she wanted to be ready when they stopped asking nicely. One of the most chilling parts of Alicia's testimony came in 2020, when she discovered a buried clause in a contract she signed over a decade earlier. She was reviewing old documents when a junior member of her legal team flagged a suspicious section in a 2011 sponsorship deal tied to a global tour. Buried on page 42 was Clause 8b. The artist agrees to refrain from participation in or commentary on any off-record gatherings or mentorship-based development programs that predate the agreement or involve non-public IP held by Combs Entertainment Group, Inc. Alicia admitted she never read every page of that contract. She was young, tired, and told it was boilerplate. But now, looking at it through the lens of everything she had seen and heard over the years, she realized what it truly meant. It wasn't about brands or marketing. It was about memories. It was designed to lock her into silence without her even knowing. As she dug deeper, she found similar language across 3 other contracts signed between 2011 and 2018. Each one included legal phrasing barring her from speaking publicly about development retreats, legacy events, or private educational industry experiences. She had never attended any of them, but they were still trying to keep her quiet. In 2021, during a closed-door celebration honoring longtime label artists, a former executive pulled her aside and whispered, "Don't get brave. People like you don't need to go rogue. Just drop it. Smile. Stay golden. You've done well." That moment confirmed everything. She wasn't being remembered. She was being managed. By 2023, Alicia had made up her mind. Watching Cassie come forward reignited something in her. Not anger, not revenge, but responsibility. She saw a clip of Cassie leaving a building, sunglasses on, hoodie up. When Cassie looked up for just a second, Alicia recognized the look in her eyes. The same fear, the same calculation, the same unspoken knowledge of having survived something unspeakable. She wrote, "I used to think walking away was enough, that not showing up, not signing, not stepping into that room was my quiet rebellion. But the truth is, when you walk away and leave the door shut behind you, someone else opens it. someone who might not know there's no safe version of what's waiting on the other side. Her final letter to the court was typed, dated only with the year 2023, and stamped at the top, Supplemental Declaration, Post-Cassie Filing. She didn't name names. She didn't accuse anyone directly. Instead, she simply stated, "I'm not writing this because I want to burn anyone down. I'm writing it because I survived the fire, and I remember the heat. This time, I'm not walking away. This time, I'm holding the door open behind me." The judge accepted her sealed testimony without comment. The jury didn't look away. Because Alicia Keys, the woman who built a career singing from the heart, had finally spoken from the part she kept most private, and she didn't play a single note. This testimony doesn't just change the narrative, it reshapes the entire landscape of the Diddy case. Alicia Keys isn't just another witness. She's a symbol of integrity, resilience, and artistic truth. For her to step forward, especially after years of silence, adds undeniable credibility to the allegations against Diddy and the broader system he allegedly operated within. More importantly, her words give strength to others who may still be afraid to speak. Survivors watching this unfold are seeing that their voices matter, that they're not alone, and that truth, when spoken boldly, can break chains. The cultural impact is already rippling outward. Hollywood insiders are reevaluating past behavior. Journalists are revisiting old interviews, and fans are questioning narratives they once believed. This isn't just about one trial, it's about exposing patterns, breaking cycles, and giving survivors the platform they deserve. As the case continues, we can expect more testimonies, more revelations, and possibly even criminal charges. The silence surrounding these allegations is beginning to crack, and once it does, the truth will pour out like floodwaters. One thing is certain: this story isn't going away. The world is watching, and the next chapter is already being written.